All right, we're back here with local mayor Matt Harter, and we're going to continue drilling him with some real hardball questions here. So you were in the Navy, right?
That is correct.
And what did you do in the Navy?
Well, I did a number of things. Most of my time was spent training, but I flew in H-60 helicopters, Seahawks, so I was a rescue swimmer, and we performed a number of operations, including anti-submarine warfare, but the majority of it search and rescue and providing support for aircraft landing on aircraft carriers, really making their first landings, conducting training, mostly off the East Coast.
Huh. Was that something you ever thought you'd get an opportunity to do?
Well, I think anything out there, there are opportunities for people to do anything they want to do if you really make it as a goal and set it as a goal and work through it. So regardless of any goals that anyone has, if you work through them and don't take no for an answer and work to achieve them, there really is no limit to what a person can do.
Agreed. Do you think that your time and your experience in the Navy has helped you being a mayor?
I do. They definitely teach a lot of discipline and organizational operation skills, so I would agree very much. And just in general, how government works in the bureaucratic process, for better or worse, it is what it is, and you need to know how it works. So I definitely believe my time in the military helped me and prepared me for the position that I'm in now.
Okay. So you went to college at Mankato, Minnesota State Mankato, and you studied political science, correct?
That is correct.
And economics? Okay. Do you think the information that you learned while going to college for political science economics has served you well for being a mayor, or is it more on-site, on-job, kind of learn as you go that's helped you more?
I'd say both. You know, I mean, learning, you got to know the facts and the theories out there behind what we practice, but getting out there and actually practicing it is a whole nother experience. So I would say both are very necessary to have.
Okay. Are you going to run for re-election?
Well, that's something that I get asked pretty often, and I haven't quite made that decision yet, but that's one that I'll have to make before too long. As I said, April 16th next year is when the next person will be sworn in.
About a year from now?
So, yep, we got about 1 year left, and
right.
December is when the nomination papers will be circulated, so it's a decision coming up here before too long.
Okay. Do you think, well, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your first term as a mayor?
Yeah, I get asked that once in a while too, and I try not to rate myself. I try to go to work every day, do the best that I can, and really not look back a whole lot and try to rate myself. Obviously, there are people out there that provide constructive criticism, and I take all criticism as constructive, and I definitely learn from that and try to make myself better at my job. But as far as putting myself on a scale, I really don't take a whole lot of time to do that. I don't see the advantage to it. As I said, I generally just wake up every morning and go to work and try to do the best that I can with every challenge that's put in front of us.
Did you ever, well, I guess when you were a kid, a better way to ask this would be, when you were a kid, did you ever think that you would go into politics, or did you have other aspirations?
I always thought it was a possibility. I thought about all different kinds of stuff. I suppose most of us, when we're younger, involved in sports, dream about growing up and maybe being a professional athlete, or whatever our parents do. Have aspirations to possibly do that, or heroes in movies or fiction. Movies, maybe be a cowboy or something. That
I know I wanted to be an astronaut, but then I found out I wasn't very good at math, so it wasn't going to be an option for me.
Yeah, and I did the same in sports. So, I think we all have goals when we're younger and maybe hopes and dreams. So, I can't say that I knew when I was younger this is exactly what I wanted to do. But times change and positions open up and opportunities arise, and there definitely is something to be said for timing and take advantage of opportunities when they're there. So if you really believe in that, it's kind of tough to do too solid of planning. Sometimes you just got to roll with the punches.
Indeed. So there's one last question I want to ask you. What's your favorite street in all of La Crosse? There's some pretty ones. There's some cobblestone ones. There's some fun ones. There's some old ones. What's your favorite one?
You're right. You're right. And I grew up on the north side of La Crosse on Caledonia Street, so Caledonia Street is definitely right up there. But I'd have to say Main Street. It really represents what La Crosse is, I think. And there's a lot of, definitely a lot of history on Main Street, especially in the downtown area. And I think you can really get the best feel for what La Crosse is by taking a walk or a drive or just being on Main Street. So I'd have to put that right up there at the top.
All right, well, I think we're going to jump to a Nebula break here with Matt Harter. So We're going to thank Matt for coming on, and stay tuned. We're going to talk to Drew Wright about being a fanboy for Justin Bieber.
Beautiful image in the galaxy than that of a nebula. But what is a nebula? The most general definition of the term is a cloud of interstellar gas and dust. But it turns out that there are several different types. Emission nebula actually emit colored light. These nebula are neat because they are often birthing grounds for new stars. The opposite of an emission nebula is a planetary nebula. Here, stars are in the process of dying and are losing layer after layer of gas to the interstellar winds. Even more dramatic are supernova remnants. These are stars that didn't wait to die. They blew up. A nuclear reaction to the core of the star causes the whole thing to implode on itself. The gases get superheated and explode outward to create these stunning displays. Reflection nebula are a completely different story. These formations are made up of dust clouds that are fine enough to reflect starlight. Perhaps the most striking nebula are dark nebulas. Dark nebula are clouds of dust and rock and interstellar junk that block the light behind them. The heavens are filled with entrancing images like these. We've only begun to scratch the surface of what else is out there amongst the stars.
All right, we're back with Drew White, and he's here in the hot seat on Profile.
Damn, it is a little warm up here. Might be because I'm next to you, though.
It could be, or it's maybe the lights.
It could be. I mean,
possibilities,
that's right.
possibilities. All right, Drew, first question. Who's your favorite boy band of all time?
Ooh, my favorite boy band of all time. I kind of want to preference this. I was probably 3 or 4, you know, the ripe young age of 3 or 4.
Indeed.
And I was watching Behind the Music of actually Menudo. A lot of people don't know who Menudo is. That was Ricky Martin's former boy band before he went solo. And they actually started back in the 70s, and it's been a Latin progression through the 80s when Ricky was on. And, you know, that's when I fell in love with boy bands.
Did you derive a lot of your personal style from Ricky Martin then?
I did. I try to base everything that I do, say, think about from Menudo and Ricky Martin.
What would Ricky Martin do?
He'd have fun. He'd enjoy life, dress in skinny jeans, and flip his hair up. That's what he would do.
He would.
So.
All right, so what's your favorite current boy band? I know there's a lot out there that I'm not that well to know them. I know a few.
Currently, I'm not into the current boy bands. I grew up in the golden age of boy bands, NSYNC, Backstreet Boys,
the 90s.
O-Towns. You know, when life was good. I don't know what happened in popular culture and society that we went away from that. So I don't have a current favorite boy band, but my favorite person that would kind of fit into that genre is definitely the Biebs, Justin Bieber.
The Biebs?
The Biebs.
Did you like the haircut? You know, the swoop, loop it, swoop it, pull.
I had the swoop, so I think he stole it from me because I'm older than him. So I say that he stole that one from me, and then all of a sudden I stopped doing the swoop because, you know, Biebs was getting popular, and I'll respect that. I respect you, Biebs. And then all of a sudden his hair is going up. So I mean, I'd like him to respond to me somehow and let me know why he's cramping on my style so hard.
You hear that, Justin Bieber? If you're watching, which I know you probably are, Drew wants to talk to you about it. He wants to share hair secrets.
We're going to have a long
Moose
talk,
it up a little bit.
We'll talk about it.
I'd love to be there for that. I'm sure it'd be great.
Yeah, I'll give you a call.
Perfect. So, what about a boy band is just irresistible to you?
The thing about boy bands is you're not just, you know, a musician. You have to be able to dance, act a little bit, jump around, act crazy. So that's the thing I really liked about those guys is, you know, their dance routines, they're fantastic. They're flawless. When everything's tight, you know, the bye, bye, bye. Awesome.
Do you know that by heart?
I know part of it by heart. I'm not going to do it on here because I do need a large area of space to do it in.
You do?
I do. So, but yes, I do know the whole thing by heart. And do I frequently practice it in front of the mirror, shirtless? I'm not going to tell you no, but I won't tell you yes.
So, with the Justin Bieber, he's getting up there in age now. How old is he?
He is 18 or 19. To tell you the truth, I don't know exactly.
You know, you don't have to know it. You just have to love it.
That's right. I don't have to know his life. I just have to love and respect what he does.
Right, respect for the music. So, with him being older and his voice changing, do you think that will be the end of his career, or will he progress through that and rise from the ashes like the phoenix that he is?
Right. Like he was a child star, you know.
Prodigy.
Child prodigy, excuse me. I was also somewhat of a child prodigy. In my former boy band, Too Fine, I don't want to talk about that.
Fine,
we
yeah.
had kind of a falling out, but that was the toughest part for me, transitioning from being that prodigy and having that sweet baby voice, you know, real high, could hit all those octaves, too, hitting puberty and having to